Where does Trump go? Migrant crime, carjackings, the really lurid, awful stuff that is a crazy, crazy visual. Don't take the bait in talking about migrant crime or carjackings or the things that actually don't matter to that many Americans.
There are now more homicides in D.C. so far in 2023 than there were all of last year.
I just heard a gun go off. I mean, like a machine gun, like that. That was it.
The minute you hear gunshots, you immediately think of your loved ones.
Everybody's just wilding.
I just want to feel safe walking around.
If you're driving a scooter, they'll rob you on the scooter. They'll carjack you in the daytime. D.C.'s under siege.
2023 is on track to be one of the deadliest D.C. has seen in decades.
As of October, there have been 224 homicides. That's a 39% increase over last year, and the first time in a quarter century that D.C.'s homicide count passed 200 before October.
I can't even go for a walk without looking around, making sure that no one's following me.
The Metropolitan Police Department reported that in all of 2022, 376 juveniles were charged with violent crimes. In just the first 6 months of 2023, 363 juveniles were charged with violent crimes, a 47% increase.
The murder rate in the District of Columbia is skyrocketing.
All crime up 25%, murder up 24%, motor vehicle theft up 107%.
16-year-old was shot and killed, and then bullets went flying into 2 classrooms.
8 people shot and killed.
12 children have been shot and killed.
A triple shooting in Shaw. 2 women are dead and a teenage girl is in the hospital. Some neighborhoods have seen homicides increase 280%.
The vast majority of them are just fine.
Look at Capitol Hill now. A House Judiciary Subcommittee held a hearing today to talk about violent crime here in our nation's capital.
Victims of violent crime in the district sharing their testimonies with the Subcommittee on Crime and Federal Government Surveillance.
I don't know what this committee can do, to be honest. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it comes down to the mayor, the council, and the DA.
They were joined by Lindsay Appiah, D.C.'s Deputy Mayor of Public Safety, and other crime experts.
I would say there is a crisis anytime someone's a victim of crime in the district, regardless of the number.
We don't support anything that takes more control away from the district. That's the first thing I'd say. We're not looking for more federal control.
Meantime, after a recent surge of violence this past weekend, a D.C. council member now wanting to possibly call in the National Guard.
We believe that police is not the end-all solution to addressing crime in our city.
The council member told reporters that he has also spoken with the National Guard to find out what they need in a request. The mayor previously pushed back when I had asked her after the July 4th mass shooting why violence then didn't constitute calling the National Guard.
Violence is not acceptable in our city, and this perception that people have that you can commit a brazen crime and get away with it has got to stop.
City lawmakers in Washington, D.C. are set to vote on what's being called an emergency public safety bill. Supporters point to this statistic, saying right now a typical murder suspect in D.C. has already been arrested 11 times for previous crimes.
I think that we're going to be safer because people who are committing violent crime won't be on the street to commit more violent crime. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't tell you exactly what that means in terms of numbers, but I can tell you that individual who committed a violent crime who's being held is not in Brookland or Fort Totten or Colonial Village or Anacostia or College or Congress Heights committing a crime. I can tell you that.
One man wanted in connection with an armed carjacking in Maryland told us that, "Why are you sending me back to jail? I won't even be there very long."
The judge is literally going to say we're going to put him on a 3-day hold. Then once the 3-day hold is up, and Ronnie never shows up. I done been over DC jail 6 times for the same warrant. They never show up. They release me. It's the same thing every time.
Look, we've shown you the decreases in violent crime that D.C. police report. You're familiar with these by now. Violent crime down 26%. Homicide, assaults down as well. But we know you've also seen reporting from our own Paul Wagner, who broke the news that a D.C. police commander was suspended after MPD said he was changing crime stats to minimize serious crimes. Greg Pemberton, the chairman of D.C.'s police union, said he doubts the decrease in crime in D.C. is as large as the police department is touting.
That is preposterous to suggest that cumulatively we've seen 60+% drops in violent crime from where we were in 23, because we're out on the street. We know the calls we're responding to.
The president brought this up in his news conference yesterday, and late yesterday afternoon, the White House linked to Paul's reporting in a press release they titled, "Yes, D.C. crime is out of control."
Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control.
When the National Guard rolled into Washington last week, the locals seemed skeptical.
The crime is minimal here. There's not really a lot of crime here. It looks like window dressing to me.
But with the Guard on the ground, crime is on the decline. For the first time in a long time, D.C. has gone 7 days without a homicide. And that's not all. Carjackings are down 83%. Robberies are down 46%. Car thefts down 21%. And overall violent crime is down 22%.
Well, I'm glad they're cracking down on crime. That's all I can say.
I feel a lot safer, so I'm actually really happy.
I feel like the nation's finally becoming safe again with this, so it's nice that he has our backs and he's protecting us.
Occasionally we would have people come in and guys trying to come in and grab things off the shelf and run. That I'm not afraid of anymore.
Positive effect of it is decreasing crime. I do feel safer working the police when they're around.
So President Trump has not even had control over Washington, D.C. for 30 days. And I have on my For You page video after video showing D.C. and how clean and safe it is. So you would drive on the main road and to the left and right of you is nothing but trash. It's all clean. People have been talking about cleaning this up for a decade. And you mean to tell me President Trump hasn't even had control for 30 days and he cleaned it all up?
Our men in uniform. Thank you for keeping us safe here in D.C.
The president has said that cities like Chicago and New York are at the top of his list.
This is a good thing. I think that the governor as well as the mayor should be on board with it just so we can get a bit more of security in Chicago the way that we need.
What do you say, I wonder, to any residents of cities like that who might say, I do think crime is a big problem and I don't mind the idea of more law enforcement where I live?
Let's not pretend that National Guard troops or U.S. military who are trained to kill the enemy are trained to be peacekeepers among the citizenry. That's not real.
The crime has dropped since 2024. Do you feel like the city feels safer?
No, not at all.
Don't take the bait in talking about migrant crime or carjackings or the things that actually don't matter to that many Americans.